Religion, in its highest form, is often framed as a moral compass, promoting love, compassion, and justice. Yet, too often, it has been weaponized to justify oppression, marginalization, and inequality. The contradiction between these noble ideals and the lived reality for many people raises profound questions about how faith and fairness intersect. Historically, religion has been both a force for justice and a tool for oppression. While the core teachings of many religious traditions emphasize equality, such as the Christian belief that all people are made in the image of God or the Islamic tenet that all believers are equal before Allah, institutions often interpreted these doctrines in ways that reinforced inequality. Consider the caste system in India, which has religious roots in Hinduism and created a rigid social hierarchy that oppressed millions of lower caste individuals for centuries. Despite efforts to dismantle this system legally, its echoes persist in the form of systemic discrimination. In the Western world, Christianity was similarly employed to justify slavery. The transatlantic slave trade, which brutalized and dehumanized millions of Africans, found theological support among many Christian leaders, who selectively interpreted biblical passages to argue that some people were divinely ordained to serve others. These religious justifications for inequality created enduring legacies of racial oppression that societies still grapple with today. The contradiction between religious teachings of equality and practices of inequality can create cognitive dissonance, a term coined by psychologist Leon Festinger in 1957. Cognitive dissonance occurs when individuals experience discomfort due to holding two conflicting beliefs. In this case, religious individuals may believe in the inherent equality of all humans but simultaneously support or participate in systems that perpetuate inequality. To resolve this discomfort, they may reinterpret or rationalize their faith to align with their actions, thus allowing inequality to persist without challenging their spiritual framework. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology in 2019 found that individuals are more likely to distort their moral beliefs to justify unethical behavior when they feel it aligns with their social or religious identity. This sheds light on how religious doctrines of equality can be twisted to maintain power structures that contradict their very essence. Religious communities are not immune to inequality. A 2021 Pew Research Center survey found that racial discrimination is perceived as a problem within many American religious congregations. For example, 50% of Black Protestants reported feeling that their denomination didn't do enough to address racial inequality, compared to only 20% of white Protestants. This disparity points to a deeper issue. Even within communities that profess equality, there are significant gaps between belief and practice. If a faith truly believes all humans are equal in the eyes of a higher power, then it should be at the forefront of promoting justice. Any religion that claims divine love for all but permits the marginalization of some is inherently flawed. If we are all God's children, why do some receive privileges while others suffer? The answer lies not in the divine teachings themselves but in the ways religious leaders and institutions manipulate those teachings to protect privilege and maintain power. There ought to be skepticism of any religion that serves as a pretext for inequality. The moral teachings of most major faiths emphasize the inherent dignity and equality of all people. Yet, history and psychology show us that humans have a tendency to distort these teachings to suit personal or institutional agendas. If religion is to remain a force for good in the world, it must be reclaimed from those who use it to justify oppression. It must actively challenge inequality, not condone it, reflecting the true spirit of universal brotherhood and sisterhood that so many faiths preach.